Okay, Dead Rising, Watchtower. Really haven't played the Dead Rising games. Before I get a bunch of people saying I need to play them, that they're awesome. I know the premise behind them. I've played a little bit of them here and there, and I was like, okay, this is decent. If I'm doing a zombie game, I like an on-rail shooter. It's just kind of my grew up in the old school arcade, and you had side-scrolling beat 'em ups, and you had on-rail shooters were your primary things. So you begin by meeting. Well, again, this one takes place kind of in the middle of the film, where it starts off at. And you see douchey reporter, who's, well, you don't find out that he's like a douche journalist until a few minutes later, battling a clown and a cop, but they're both zombies. Okay. In this one, the zombies still somewhat kind of do the jobs they kind of did before they became zombies. You then introduce the fact that there is a shot that people take every single day to prevent them from becoming zombies. Okay. Different pharmaceutical angle to it. And in a quarantine zone, all of a sudden, the medications would not be working. It's like, well, I guess the strain is mutated. But now you're watching the guy, and you're like, you seem like the sort of guy I would not cheer for in a film. And I have a feeling you are the male lead. I really don't like you. And the first part essentially is the whole try to spread the zombie apocalypse. You're like, oh, we need weapons. But we're here in this pawn shop, there's really nothing for us to use. At which point then I found out. In any sort of zombie survival situation, apparently duct tape is your #1 weapon. As they then begin to tape random things together. In one case, it looks like he's got a circular saw and a sledgehammer. Probably the absolute worst two things to attach together. You have two heavy things on a relatively short handle, where everyone else is making pole arms. Hey, totally would make a pole arm for fighting zombies. I want the distance and the ability to kill things far away, and not reloading. And to stretch this film out to just about 2 hours. It's not just zombies. There's also like a random biker gang. Okay. The group of people, Virginia Madsen does a fantastic job. She has probably some of the absolute best scenes. The zombies look great. Nice and varied amounts. Throwing in the military for like, oh, we're here to essentially blow up the whole area with fire bombs because this containment is, we've lost quarantine, it's going to spread, it's going to ruin everything. And it just kind of seems to just grow. It's hard to do zombie survival horror for about 2 hours. And padding in the other random gang into it, padding in a little bit of the military, and the real reason why it's called Dead Rising Watchtower at the very end. It just felt like it's like, all right, the moments of fighting zombies, it's good. When it came to the light amounts of comedy to it, worked well with that. But I'm watching, going, man, this film was almost 2 hours. This sort of, there's a lot of padding to it. It felt like you're probably really closely following the video game, which is great, but I'm falling in and out of like really enjoying it and kind of like, that's a good idea. So I think they trimmed out maybe even just the gang, the random roving gang, trim them out, take it from about 2 hours to like an hour 40, hour 45, with much better pacing to it, much better flow. But good movie, interesting, decent amount of comedy. I like the way the zombies were designed. Great usage of creating the random weaponry to fight your way through things. It just felt like it just went on just almost a little bit too long.